my current rank with Spurs at 1-0 with Southampton is 2,504 in the world, which is slightly down. It's about, what is it, about 100 down on
Oh,
last
my heart
position. So,
bleeds. My heart bleeds for you.
so obviously I had a terrible game week, but yeah, so 51 points. Looking like Aspilicueta's not played. So Holding's going to come in for 2, and then got Iheanacho tomorrow as well. So that might change, but a lot of teams have them. A lot of teams have Iheanacho especially. So it'd be interesting to see what happens come Thursday. And then, yeah, in terms of what I'm going to do, it's good to see Trent was the big one on the wild card for me. He's absolutely smashed it since we brought him in. So and with the Liverpool fixture run, I think that Trent, Jota, Salah triple up is going to stay. So that's good. Kane, captaincy this week, 12, but then didn't play this game against Southampton. So there's a lot of question marks about his injury. And I'm kind of hoping that Ryan Mason after this game might update people on where he is, because he was very coy before Southampton. He said he wasn't going to make Southampton, but they don't know yet about Sunday. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. And that'll probably affect my transfers this week. I'm still very much undecided. If Kane is out, I probably will do Kane to Vardy if he's out for 2 to 3 weeks. But I'm pretty reluctant to do that just because after Tottenham's blank, they go on to face, is it Sheffield United, Leeds, Wolves, Villa, and Leicester. So you're pretty reluctant to sell Kane and Son. I know Son's not done much tonight, but with them fixtures to come, I'm pretty reluctant. And if he is fit, then I would have 10 players for game week 33. I've got them written out here. I'd have Mendy, Aspilicueta, Shaw, Trent, Holding, Fernandez, Jota, Salah, Lingard, and Iheanacho. So it's just going to be who I get in at that 11th man. I mean, I've got 4 players who I can bring out: Kane, Son, Diaz, and Keenan Davis for Villa, who's obviously not playing, but he's 4.2, so it doesn't give me much wiggle room to do a single transfer. So it's very much going to come down to the wire, and I'm not giving too much away on this preview, which Mindy will hate me for. But the main ones are probably even going to be Kane for Vardy, as I talked about. Maybe some update from Tuchel as to what the position is of Mendy and Kepa now. In an ideal world, he'll say, in terms of making the transfer easier, he'll say Kepa's going to play Premier League for the rest of the season. Mendy will play Champions League. But even then, it's a lot of... I mean, it's going to be tricky.
If he does say
in terms
that,
of, I guess,
would you then concentrate on getting Mendy out?
Yeah, definitely. If he says Kepa's his number 1 keeper for the Premier League, but I can't see him doing that just because, what is it, 2 Champions League and 3 to get to the final and 1 FA Cup. So he's going to play some Premier League, which makes it worse from our point of view, because most of us went for the Mendy force to double up, and Southampton aren't going to look like they're going to keep a clean sheet anytime soon, and they also don't play in 33. So that might be one.
Forster's not playing tonight either, so...
Is he not playing? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, Son's just scored. There's live. So that's probably Son staying in. So that'll probably change things. Yeah. So I'm undecided. What would you suggest in my position?
I think if we work on the assumption that Kane, for now, I guess there's 10 days until Spurs next play in the Premier League.
Yeah.
At least 10, 11 days. So, and Tottenham, whenever Kane's injured, they rush him back. Like, they never take their time with him, do they? And he always is chomping at the bit to get back. So I think, like, for the purposes of this, like, we'll work on the assumption that Kane will be back. I think sorting out the Chelsea situation, like the goal, because at the moment you have no playing goalkeeper. Really, if we think that Tuchel might keep rotating Mendy and Kepa, it sort of, that's a bit of an unworkable situation, really. If you might have no goalkeeper every week for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, so that might be, and the obvious contender there would be Martinez, and I think I've been 0.2 short. So I would have to. Diaz would probably be the one to come out just because he's not playing 33. So then I'd probably bring another defender in there. I'd not give it too much thought. So
you got 2 free transfers, haven't you?
yeah, 2 free transfers. Yeah, so that wouldn't affect. I wouldn't have to play minus, but it's just whether who I'd bring in. Which, yeah, it's very much up in the air. Like you said, it's kind of having 2 transfers is kind of made this worse because it's like what you said in your intro. It's almost this game week's just like get through it almost kind of thing. So yeah, it'd be tricky. It'll come down to the wire. My only other thought was Diaz out for. Was it Diaz out for Cody and Vidra in for Keenan Davis? That was my only other option, but pretty reluctant to do that because Cody obviously is up against Vidra this weekend, and Vidra didn't play United game, and they only played one up front, so that might be a reason why. But yeah, if he's not played the last game, there's always going to be question marks about the next game. So yeah, a lot to think about ahead of this game. I'm like, hopefully going forward, I'll have a clear plan, just because there'll be a bigger break as well, and you kind of give it more thought. But yeah,
I think you've just you've let all this success with your rank get to your head, and you just can't be bothered coming on the podcast and giving out a clear plan anymore. You just
I mean, it's the common consensus when I've been looking across Twitter this week that no one really knows what to do. Like when you look at the fixtures this week, I mean, who's got a good fixture? Liverpool, and I've got 3 Liverpool. Chelsea away at West Ham is no gimme. The United and Leeds one, which we've hoped to target, but now Leeds are looking a lot better. It's no longer like, I mean, the start of the season where whenever they played a top 16, they got whipped, didn't they? And that's kind of changed now. I mean, Mason Green would probably want to bring in if I was bringing United player already at Bruno. Villa, West Brom, Villa out of form, West Brom firing. And then the Leicester Palace, which I talked about, might get Vardy in. But then the other options are not really worth considering at the moment. Madison with obviously that COVID break and stuff. So yeah, it's a tricky game week for me.
Yeah. So in short, you have no idea what you're doing.
And that's what I said before I came on.
Yeah. So just to give it a live update after that Son goal, what's your
well, it's just been chalked out actually with the offside. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So good job we you mentioned that. I'll clip it up after so people don't know there's no goal.
Yeah. Well, you can use that as your out point